Hello viewer, welcome to Tabletop Celts. I'm Jack and today I'll be playing some Age of Sigmar for you guys. It's going to be 750 points. It's going to be Cities of Sigmar versus the Soulblight Gravelords. I forgot the name of them, so lol. It's going to be, 750 points. I'm going to be using the open battle pack, so the open play of Age of Sigmar. So it's when you roll for... It's basically like open war for 40k. You roll for deployment, twist, objective, stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the armies first. Then I'm going to go through the pre-game setup, so like what objective we're playing and stuff like that. And then we could just jump straight into the battle report there. So I'm running the Legion of Blood. So these are the traits you're going to get with the Legion of Blood. So you have Favoured Retainers. Ignore negative modifiers to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Legion of Blood death rattle units while they're wholly within 12 of a friendly Legion of Blood vampire unit, or wholly within 18 of a friendly Legion of Blood vampire hero, that is the general. We have Immortal Majesty. If an enemy unit fails a battle shock test within 3 of a friendly Legion of Blood vampire unit, add D3 to the number of models that flee. That's pretty freaking cool. And then finally I have Unparalleled Expertise. So when you add a Legion of Blood Vampire Lord to your army, you must decide if they have Martial Expertise or Arcane Expertise. Record your choice in the army roster. Okay. So I've gone for Martial Expertise because I have a Vampire Lord. So what that means is I add 2 to the attack characteristic of the soul-bound blades used by a Legion of Blood Vampire Lord that has Martial Expertise. Freaking heck, I need to practice reading more. So I get +1 to my attacks and add 2. I don't do the attacks with death. No, I add 2 to my attacks because I have the soul-bound blades with my Vampire Lord. Okay, so +2 to the attacks is the main thing to take away from that. Okay, plus all the other stuff. So I don't actually have the Battle Tome. I just have the app, and I'm just using that. So then for my actual list, like I said, so I'm playing 750 points, but I can only get up to 705 points. So leading my army is a Vampire Lord. He's on foot. He has the Soulbound Blades, that gives him the +2 to his attacks because of the Legion of Blood stuff. I've given him a spell which is Soul Pike. His artifact of power is Vial of Manticore Venom. And then his command trait is Aura of Darkness. So Soul Spike has a casting value of 6. If it's successfully cast, I pick 1 enemy unit within 18 of the caster that is visible to them until your next hero phase. If that unit makes a charge move, roll a number of dice equal to the charge roll for that unit. For each 4+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. The same unit cannot be affected by the spell more than once per turn. My artifact of power, the Vial of Manticore Venom. I pick one of the barrier's melee weapons, add 1 to the wound rolls for attacks made with our weapon. So I think it's going to be 3s and 2s now, and I think it's about, So he's going to have 6 attacks because of Legion of Blood, and he's going to be 3s and 2s -1 D3 damage now because of that trait, which is pretty spicy. Then, what else was it? His command trait, which is the Aura of Dark Majesty. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target this general. So he's good hitting, and he has that kind of buff of being -1 to hit as well. And he's only 140 points, so that's pretty spicy. Some battle line. I've got 5 Black Knights. They don't have a Warhorn or a banner, they just have the lances. Then I have a 20 block of Death Rattle Skeletons. Now they have swords and spears, but I haven't played Death since the changes. This is the first time I'm playing the Gravelords, so just ignore the fact that they have spears and swords. They're all the same weapon, basically. And then finally, I have a Behemoth, which is a zombie dragon. So this is a D&D model that I got, and I kind of like put holes in it and put some blood marks and crap on it to make it more zombified. There's one thing about this model. The base, I think it's slightly different to a regular zombie base from GW. The base I've got there is the same size as a Riptide, a Tau Riptide from 40k size base. So I think it's slightly different. So apologies about that if that's kind of like the things you're worried about. But besides that, everything's WYSIWYG and stuff like that. Everything else is fine. That is the Soulblight Gravelords army list. Freaking heck, has a mouthful. And I'll be back now in just a sec with the Cities of Sigmar army list. Okay, so welcome to the Cities of Sigmar army list. So this is a pure dwarf list. I'll be taking stuff from the Tempest Eye City. The Tempest Eye battle traits. Alert and Forewarned. Add 3 to the move characteristic of friendly Tempest Eye units until the end of the first battle round. In addition, add 1 to save rolls for attacks that target friendly Tempest Eye units in the first battle round. So that's pretty good. And keeps them, especially with dwarves, because dwarves move quite slow, so it gets them up there a bit quicker. Atop Titan Spear Mountain, a Tempest Eye army must be from Akachi, which I think is the Realm of Fire, if I believe correctly. Outriders of the Realm, add 1 to run rolls for friendly Tempest Eye units. Once again, because dwarves move so slow, it's kind of useful for that. A rapid redeploy. You can use this command ability in your shooting phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly Tempest Eye unit that is wholly within 12 of a friendly Tempest Eye hero. That unit can shoot even if it ran in the same turn, so pretty useful. And then standing contracts. So standing contract just means I can take, what are they called? Caradan overloads. Like 1 in 4 units could be a Caradorn. The pirate dwarves, they can be one of those, but I don't have any of those. So those are the battle traits for the Tempest Eye. Now for the actual list itself. So I managed to get this list up to 740, so there's a slight advantage there in points, but I'm pretty sure Age of Sigmar is not too bad for that. So leading my army, I've got a Warden King on an Oathstone. So his artifact of power, he's got the Seeing Stone Amulet. At the start of your hero phase, if the barrier is on the battlefield, roll a dice. On a 4+, you receive 1 extra command point. Then for his command trait, he's got Aetherguard Captain. So I add 1 to charge rolls for friendly Tempest Eye units while they're wholly within 12 of this general. So it's pretty useful for dwarves as well, again with the movement and stuff like that. Like I said, this is a pure dwarf list. And then for my battle line units, because I've got a dwarf general, I've got a 10-man Hammerer unit. Now these are not GW models, I think they're Oathmaker models or something like that. Then I've got 2 units of Iron Breakers. I got 1 10-man unit and 1 20-man unit. And then finally I've got 2 Gyrocopters as a unit. I've given them, what did I give them? So they've got the Brimstone Gun. So it's 3 attacks always. 3s and 3s, -1, 1 damage. Now the reason I went for that and not the Steam Gun is because the Steam Gun's good against hordes, which is not usually a bad thing going against death because they like to run hordes and stuff. But I kind of wanted the straight 3 shots each per helicopter, so it's a definite 3 minimum. And they have bombs as well, they can drop if they fly over, so there's that as well. So with the 10-man Iron Breakers, they are going to be my general's retinue. So I can pass wounds onto them from my general. So I'll be back now in just a sec with the pre-game setup. Okay guys, so welcome to the pre-game setup. So like I said, I'm playing open play today using the open war pack. So you roll for, so you roll a dice for the map, victory, kind of what you need for the victory table, the twist and the ruse, and then depending on what you get, you might have to roll an extra dice for like what objective is and stuff like that. So these are my dice rolls. I rolled a lot of 5s. So for deployment, I rolled a 5, which is cool because it's basic deployment like that. For the victory table, I rolled another 5. So that is a arcane prize. So I place 1 objective in the center of the board. If a player controls the objective at the end of their turn, they can choose for 1 friendly model within 1 of the objective to take it. If they do so, place the objective marker so that it is touching the base of the model. In addition, the first time the objective is taken by a model, the model's commanding player must roll on the arcane prize table, page 279, not 97, apologies. The result of the rolls applies for the rest of the battle unless noted otherwise. The player who controls the objective at the end of the battle wins a major victory. If the objective is within their own territory and 12 from their opponent's territory, otherwise they win a minor victory. Any other result is a draw. Okay, key. I've already rolled to see what the prize is. I'll get to that in just a sec. Then for the twist, I've also rolled a 5 for that. Now, so I've got Healing Winds as the twist. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick one friendly unit, heal D3 wounds allocated to that unit. So that's pretty useful for everybody. Then for the ruse, now normally for a ruse you have to roll 1 for each army, but what I decided to do, I rolled 1 dice and that applies to both armies, so both armies have the same ruse. So I rolled a 1 for the ruse. So ambush. So both armies do this. During your deployment, you can set up 1 friendly unit anywhere that is wholly outside of your opponent's territory and more than 3 away from all enemy models. Oh, sorry, it's that one there. And then finally, I rolled a 5 for the arcane prize. So models within 6 of this objective have a 6-up ward save. So it's a 6-up feel no pain, basically, which is pretty awesome. Once again, it's good for both armies. Okay, guys, so I've shown you the stuff in the book. So this is how the table turned out. So I got, for the train quickly, I've got 4 ruined buildings. You can't garrison them. They just give you +1 to your save if you're within them. And then I got the 3 trees you're obscuring, and I believe you get +1 to your save when you're within them as well. I've already done deployment. I rolled off. The dwarves won. They ended up on this side of the board, and the Gravelords ended up on this side of the board. The objective marker is in the center, underneath the dwarves, but there. So because the dwarves won the roll off, they get to set up their first ambush unit. They get to set up their ambush unit first. So I put the dwarves on top of the objective, but there. That's why I already rolled the prize. And then to counter that, I put my 20 block of skeletons for the Gravelords there. And then continuing with the Gravelords, I've got my Vampire Lord, my Zombie Dragon, and the Black Knights. For the dwarves, I've got my 2 helicopters, or my 2 gyrocopters, 10 man hammerers, my Warden King, and the 10 Ironbreakers there. And then obviously these are the 20 block of Ironbreakers. I don't know if I actually named them, named the unit, but there they are. And that's pretty much the layout of the map. For deployment, you got these, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a square, so there it goes, starts from there to there, and then there to the end. So I've basically given both sides the square each, the starting square, for the deployment. I'll be rolling with some basic white dice, so it's nice and clear to see. I'll be using a Stormcast dice for the Dwarves CP. I'll be using this as to represent turns, and then I'll be using just this Gene Stealer dice for the Gravelords command points, and then I got some red dice for some wounds and a measuring tape. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to roll off to see who's going first. So I'll roll for the dwarves, or Cities of Sigmar. Cities of Sigmar got a 6. The Gravelords, sorry, got a 5. So dwarves. Alright, if I say dwarves, you obviously know I'm talking about Cities of Sigmar. Gravelords is the vampires, okay? So the Cities of Sigmar will be taking the initiative for first turn. For command points, the generals are live for both armies, so they gain 1. And then Gravelords get an extra 2 because they're going second. They gain 1, Cities of Sigmar gain 1 for going first, and 1 because they're general live. I'm also going to roll 1 dice, and on a 4+, I'm going to see if I get another command point. I do, so I'm on 3. And then both leaders are going to see if they get an extra command point on a 4+. So Vampire Lords. So they get another one, so that'll take them to 4. The Dwarves got a 2. So at the end of all that, Cities of Sigmar on 3 command points, Gravelords are on 4 command points. Okay guys, so I've done my movement. I advanced, so this is the block of 20. I advanced them 2, but because of Tempest Eye, it was technically a 3. And because of it was the first movement phase, they get an extra 2 to my movement. So I moved 6 plus 3, so I moved 9 altogether. And I moved from there back here. Just so you know, this is the dwarf holding the objective by here, okay? So they move back 9. Then I had to double these guys. So from this guy, these two, upwards is the 10-man unit. I spent a command byte to automatically run them 6, which they technically move 7 because of Tempest Eye, and plus the 6 movement because of also Tempest Eye in the first round. So they ended up there. Then I flew my helicopters. They moved about 11. They can move 16, but they moved 11 to there. And I plan to do some shots into the Vampire Lord with those guys. And I left my Warring King and my Hammerers still. Okay, so I'm going to do some shooting now. My gyrocopters, they're 16 range, and they're just in range of the vampire. They're going to do their shots into him. So it's 6 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh, sorry, I'm going to spend the CP actually to get +1 to hit, and then I'm also going to spend a CP for the Vampire Lords. So they have, the Vampire Lord will have +1 to his save, okay? So I'm hitting on 2s, so they all hit. They wound on 3s. They all wound. They're -1, but the Vampire Lord has +1 to his save. So I believe that'll take him back to a 3+. Yeah. So that's my roll. Okay guys, I just had to double check. His aura ability is only in melee. So he fails 2 saves. He did have a 3-up save as well. So he just takes 2 damage. He's got 5 wounds altogether, so that'll leave him on 3 wounds. Boom. I don't know if there was a point to that because of healing wings, but there we go. So we done that. I'm not going to do any charges, anything like that. So that will be the end of Cities of Sigmar turn 1. So at the end of turn 1, they've got 1 command point, and the Vampire Lords, they're not Vampire Lords, what are they called? The Gravelords are on 3 command points. It's Gravelords turn 1. Healing wins from the twist happens, so my Vampire Lord gets to heal D3 wounds. 2, so he's back to full. Boom. Kind of on worth, but you never know. So there's that. Oh, just so you know guys, I'm going to stand on my Oath Stone with my Warring King. So what that means, everyone wholly within 18 is going to have to take battle shock tests. If they're a dwarf, everyone's a dwarf, so there you are. So instead of him doing nothing, I might as well do something while he's on it. So imagine I did that in my Cities of Sigmar hero phase, okay? Apologies. Right, back to the Gravelords. So it's my command phase now. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on my skeletons from my Vampire Lord. A 5. Does that go off? Yeah guys, I double checked. It does go off on a 5, so my skeletons have +1 to their save because I have no way of dispelling with the Cities of Sigmar. So that is my command phase. I'll be back after my movement. Okay guys, so I've done all my movement. These guys moved 12, so they went from there to there. My skeletons moved 4, my Vampire Lord moved 6, and my dragon moved 14. I've measured. I'm within 9 for my Pest Breath. So that's my dragon shooting attack of these 10 iron breakers here. So for my shooting phase, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the command point. So I'm going to go down from 3 to 2 to give him +1 to his hit. So it's going to be 2s and 2s because he hasn't taken any wounds. So I'm not going to bother spending a command point on my dwarves just because it's -3 already, and there's no point for just a 5-up save. So my dragon breath going into these dwarves, hitting on a 2. Hits, wounds on the 2 because I haven't been wounded. Wounds, it's -3. Dwarves have a 3-up save, so they're looking for a 6. They fail, and it does d6 damage. 2. So it kills 2 dwarves. So what I'll do, I will just kill these back 2. Like so. That's all the shooting. Then I'm going to do some charges. So the first charge I'm going to do is my skeletons into these 8 dwarves. freaking heck. Yeah, they get in. Skeletons end up like that. I got 2 rows, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 skeletons that can attack them, so that's pretty good. Then my Black Knights are going to charge. I'm going to see if I can charge both units, both these two by here, with my Black Knights. Not sure what I need, but I'll look. A 7. Let's have a look. Yeah, a 7 will get me in there. For both of them. Something like that. So they're tagging both those units. I'm not going to bother with my Vampire Lord. I am going to try and attempt, because my dragon can fly, I'm going to try and attempt to charge the gyrocopter. So I'm going to fly over the building and try and charge those two. Ooh, a 3. No. Oh, sorry, that was a 1. Okay guys, so I'm going to spend a command point for the Gravelords, and I'm going to re-roll this charge. Forward to victory, I think it's called. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me have a look. Over the building. So 8's there, but the question is, can I get my base? I'm just going to have a look off camera, guys. I couldn't do it just because of the size of my base. If I got a 10, then I would have had enough room to pull my base around this way, so I would have had room by here. But unfortunately, I couldn't do it. No, that's fine. So that's all my charges. I'm going to move on to combat. Okay guys, so what I decided to do, I'm going to spend my last command point for my skeletons. And it's called, I'm going to do a command ability from my Vampire Lord called Crimson Feast. So it adds 1 to their attacks, so they have 2 attacks each. And then what I'm going to do, then I'm going to spend my last, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give them +1 to their attacks. I'm not going to bother giving them +1 to their saves. So let me just collect the dice to see what I need. So it's 22 attacks, and it's going to be 3s and 4s from my skeletons into the 8 iron breakers. So I've got 22 dice here. I got 2 black ones in there to make it up. So it's 3s. It looks pretty good. So we got 16 hits. And then it's going to be 4s. 1, 2, So it's 7. Not too bad. There's no rend to this, and the Iron Breakers will have a 3-up save. And they will also have a 6-up. Whoa, I'll have to double check that, but maybe. So you have a 3-up save. They get all but 1. I need to see if they're within 6 of the objective. I doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, they are within 6, so they'll have a 6-up ward save from the objective. And they fail that, so they do lose 1. I'll just take the banner. No, I'll take this guy at the back. So that's not that combat. Then these Iron Breakers are going to hit the Black Knights. So I'm going to spend my last command point to give them +1 to their hits, I believe it's called. In combat phase, all out attack I'm going to spend to get on the Black Knights. Okay guys, so I piled in a bit. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in combat with them. So that's, they have 2 attacks each, so that's 18 attacks, 2s and 4s. 2s because I'm spending the command point. Oh sorry, it's an extra attack because my leader's in there. I missed anyway. Okay. So we missed 3 out of 19. Oh, sorry, 4 out of 19. So it's not too bad. Then it's going to be 4s. So the Black Knights have to make 4, 5, 6 saves. So Black Knights have a 5-up save and they have 2 wounds. So 5s. They kill, oh crap. They kill 1.5. So I'll take this back guy, and then I'll put a wound on the next one. And then the Black Knights are going to hit back. So Black Knights have a thing called Deathly Charge, I think it's called. So they pick a unit within 1 after they made a charge. So I'm going to pick this big unit. On a 2+, they have a D3 more wounds. And they have a D3. 1, they do have a 6-up ward save because of the objective. They fail it. So I will just take this back guy here. Then they're going to split their attacks. I'm going to do my leader into this unit, and then I'm going to do these two into that unit. Okay, so I'll do my leader first. He has 2 attacks normally, but he gets +1 for being the leader. So it's going to be 4s and 3s. He fails. Then the other two into these iron breakers. 4s. 3s. 2 wounds. They have a 3-up save. And then a 6-up. And he gets it. Oh, sorry, they also have hooves. So my leader's horse going into this unit, it's 4s. Nothing. Then it's 4 attacks from those 2 into those units. So 4s. 1 attack and a 4. And they fail. So that's my Black Knights gone. Then I'm going to hit back then with these iron breakers. I'm going to do them all. So I'm going to do 2 into the Black Knights and 5 into the skeletons. So the 2 into the skeletons. So this one's my leader by here. He's going into the skeletons. Sorry, these 2 into the Black Knights. So it's going to be 3s. Yeah, and then 4s. 2 wounds. 5-up save. They get 1 and they fail 1. So that knight dies. Then it's going to be 11 attacks from the dwarves, from the last 5 dwarves into the skeletons. 3s. Pretty good. 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of lost it a bit there. Then it's a 5-up save for the skeletons. They get 1, but they fail 3, so that's... Do skeletons get something? Okay guys, so this is my first time playing this army, so what I should have done is fight with the skeletons last, because when they're picked to fight, they get to roll... So, say now I lost 3 models, and then I pick them to fight on 4+. I can get those 3 models back. But I can't do it now because they've already fought, I believe. So they've lost 1. They've lost 3 altogether now. And they only passed 1 of their saves, okay? So I'll just take these back 3. I can still bring them back with my Vampire Lord because he has a spell to bring them back. But that's good to know. So apologies about that, deaf players. So they lost 1 dwarf. They are leadership. Oh, I don't have to take... So they lost 1 dwarf. They lost 3 dwarfs, but I don't have to take any battle shocks because my Warren King stands on his oath stone. The death, however, I have no idea. Let me just have a sneaky look. Okay guys, because they're both bravery 10, they can't run anyway, because the skeletons only lost 3, so I'll take them down to 7. So even then they can't lose, and the Black Knights only lost 2. And there you go. Alright guys, quick correction. I forgot to cast Mystic Shield on my skeletons, and I rolled a 4. So I've returned 1 skeleton, so they've only lost 2, okay? So I'm going to do a roll-off now for turn 2. Cities of Sigmar. Got a 4. Gravelords. Got a 2. So it will be Cities of Sigmar, turn 2 in just a sec. So both guys get, both sides get 2 command points because it's a new battle round and they're both the generals are still alive. Then I'm going to see if I can get another one for these guys on a 4+. They do, so Gravelords are on 3 command points. And then Cities of Sigmar, they're going to try and score 1 for my relic and 1 for the command abilities at the start of the turn. So on 4s, nice, I get another 2, so that would take Cities of Sigmar on 4 command points. Okay guys, so I've done Cities of Sigmar's movement. So I advanced the Hammerers. I rolled a 6, so they technically advanced 7, so +4, they moved 11. So I've kind of just screened this, I'm kind of using them as a screen for this unit against the zombie dragon. So they're going this way. Then I did the same for my Warning King. He rolled a 5, technically advances 6. So he went from there and he ended up there. And then my helicopters, or my gyrocopters, sorry, I moved them straight to 16 and I moved over the vampire. Both models, so if you look at their bases, because the vampire model is so big, I can fit both of them flying over him. I'm going to drop bombs on the vampire. And that was pretty much my movement. Okay, so I'm going to drop the 2 bombs now for each model. So 2 gyrocopters, 2 dice. So on 2s, okay, I get, so they both hit the target, and then they suffer he suffers D3 mortal wounds. So that's 6 mortal wounds, and that kills the vampire lord. Right, so that's all my movement. The bombs have happened. Now I'm going to do some shooting. Now there's no point, I was thinking about it, there's no point of me shooting the zombie dragon just because of healing winds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and take out these Black Knights. So I'm going to focus fire on my Black Knights. I'm going to spend a CP to give them +1 to hit. So I'm on 3 CP with that. I'm going to spend I'm going to give them +1 to their save. So they'll be on 2 CP. 6 attacks, 2s and 3s into the Black Knights. Okay, that's command point paid off. And it's going to be 3s. So it's going to be 5 wounds. They have 4 up because of the +1, then it goes back up to a 5. So they get 3, but it does kill another horse. So there's 2 horsemen left in that unit. So that's all my shooting. I'm not going to bother. Should I try and charge something? No, because I've only got the hammers. No, I advanced everything, yeah. So I'm not going to bother charging anything. I'm not going to bother charging the gyrocopters. So we're just going to move on to combat. Let's start the combat phase. I'm going to spend a command point from my Warning King onto these Iron Breakers. So it'll take me down to 2 command points. And they're going to get an extra attack. Oh, sorry guys, I said it wrong. So I'm going to spend the command point, but I'm going to pick the Black Knights, and then every weapon from a dispossess that goes into the Black Knights gets an extra attack. So, for example, these 2 will have extra attack if they go into them, and all these will have an extra attack. Okay? So I'm going to pick this unit to attack first. Then I'm going to spend another CP to give them +1 to the hit. So they will be on 1 command point. This might seem a bit overkill, but I'll just try and deal with this unit, so it'll free me up then to run from the dragon and stuff like that. And then I'll just see how that goes, okay? So they get +1 to their hit, and then I'm going to spend a command point. Is there a point? Trying to think. I'll spend the command point to give them +1 to their save. So they're both on 1 command point now, just to see if I can keep them alive. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'll become 18. And then plus another 9 is 27. Which is crazy. Just from these guys into these guys. 2s and 4s. So I have 27 dice in my hand. 2s. Freaking heck. 3 misses, so 24 go through. Then it's going to be 4s to wound. Something like that now. 4s to wound. So 13 wounds go through. Black Knights have a 4-up save. No, that kills them. There's 1, 2, yeah. I mean, just though, it wasn't too bad. Yeah. So there's 1, 2. Yeah, so that's the Black Knights gone. Okay guys, so it's going to be 11 attacks from the skeletons now into the Iron Breakers, but I'm spending my last CP to give them +1. So that is going to be 2s and 4s. Ugh, 3 2s. 3 1s, sorry. Then it's going to be 4s. Go for a decent roll. Kind of. Was it worth a CP? Probably not. And dwarves have a 3-up save. They failed 2, but because of the objective, they have a 6-up. And they failed both of them. So this squad now is on 5 dwarves remaining. Then those dwarves get to hit back. I'm not going to spend my command point. I realise I have to play my turn without a command point now if I was death. Lol. Right, so I'm not going to spend my command point, so it's just going to be 10 attacks, 3s and 4s into the skeletons. 4s. 3 go through, sorry, and crap the camera. 5s. Oh, we get 1, but we lose another 2 skeletons. Ooh. So they lost 4 altogether. So not too bad, they're still hanging in there. And that's combat, guys. Okay guys, so the Gravelords turn 2 movement. I've moved my dragon slightly forward. He moves 14, so he has a lot of movement. So I just moved him there. My plan is to take out those gyrocopters in the combat. But first, I'm going to do a dragon breath in my shooting phase into the hammerers. So it's hitting on a 3. No, please, no. Never mind. Well, that sucks. Basically, I was going to see how many of those I can take out. But besides maybe the Warden King, the hammers are the good thing that take on. They're very good to take on my dragon, so I want to deal with them in a skirmish way with the dragon first, I think. But then again, I'm running low on time. And then, because I think dealing with the Iron Breakers is going to be easy with my dragon. So we'll just see how it goes. So my shooting whiffed. Now I'm going to do a charge into the gyrocopters. I'm not going to bother overwatching. 5, I believe that's enough. Yeah, because I have to be 3 away. Boom. We got him. Oh yeah, I left my skeletons where they were, by the way. So my dragon's charged. Do I want to do him first? I'm going to do my skeletons first because I'm not too worried about gyrocopters in combat. I think I'll be fine against them. I also forgot about healing wind, but it wasn't necessary because nothing was wounded. Okay, so I'll do my skeletons first. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, actually, let me pile in slightly. Okay, so it's 11. I piled in slightly, and then it's doing 11 attacks into those last wolves. 4, 5, 11. So it's going to be 3s and 4s. Get rid of these. 3s and 4s. Pretty good. And it's going to be 4s. It's not too bad. So it's 4 wounds. They have a 3-up save. They lose another one. I also forgot to do morale. Ooh, cheating. Cheating. What I'll do, I'll just spend my last command point for morale. And then that just solves that. So I do lose another dwarf, because I did lose like 4 or 3 of them. And I don't want to risk it, so I'm just spending my last command point to pass morale. So there's still 4 dwarves left in that unit. Then it's going to be the gyrocopters combat. So they have 2d3 attacks. 2, and it's 5s. And they missed. So then it's going to be my zombie dragon hitting them back. So my dragon's claws hitting on 4s. Then wounding on 3s. 1 wound. It's -2, so my gyrocopter have a 6-up save. He fails and it's d6 damage. 3. I need to see how many wounds the gyrocopter's got. Sorry guys, that was my snapping maw. Now I'm going to do my sword-like claws. So it's 7 attacks, because I haven't taken any wounds. And it's going to be 3s and 4s. Sorry, gyrocopters have 4 wounds, so this one's on 1. The other one has 4 wounds, okay? 3s. Is it 3s and 4s and 4s and 3s? Sorry, it's 4s and 3s. So I get 3 hits. Then it's 3s. 1. It is -1. So 5 up. Fails, so that kills 1 gyrocopter. Boom. Ooh. I was kind of hoping it would do a bit better than that, but there we go. Right, then it's going to be my dwarves. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 attacks from them. 3s and 4s. Ooh. Sorry, there is a 5 over there as well. So 3 attacks hit. Then it's going to be 4s. 1 wound, 5 up save. They fail it. That's another dead skeleton. The reason I'm doing morale for skeletons is because the leadership 10. And they've been losing drips and drabs, so there's no point. Right, so that's the end of turn 2. So we took out a gyrocopter. Kind of was hoping to take out both of them, but there we are. Maybe I should have done a dragon breath into them. Then again, it missed anyway. So we're going to do a priority roll now. Legions of Blood. Got a 4. Cities of Sigmar. Got a 5. So it'll be Cities of Sigmar turn 3 in just a sec. Okay guys, so Cities of Sigmar turn 3. I'm going to see if I can get extra command points with my Warden King. So I'm on 2 so far. On 4 pluses, I get another one, so I'm on 3. Then, because my general's dead, I'm going to try and get another one on a 2 plus. Typical. Lol. So, no. Legion of Blood is on 1 command point. I keep saying different names, I do apologise. Gravelords, Legions of Blood. They're the same thing, okay? So, Legions of Blood. Okay, so that's my command phase. I'm just going to stand on my Oath Stone for my Warden King. So he's not going to move, but it stops my dwarves from taking battle shock tests. I didn't think I need to do a battle shock test for those dwarves, because I think they're leadership 7. They lost 1, so they will be fine. Those Iron Breakers there, so them out. Yep, so that's my hero phase, and I'll be back after the movement. Okay guys, so I've done my movement. I advanced the big block, the ones holding the objective. I advanced them 4, which is technically 5 because of Tempest Eyes. They moved 9, which got onto about there. I left the other Iron Breakers in combat, and I rearranged my hammerers, so they're going to do a sneaky charge into the skeletons. And I left my Warden King where he was. So my basic plan now is to deal with... Oh, sorry, my gyrocopter's still in combat with the dragon. So my plan now is to deal with the skeletons. Hopefully my hammers can help a lot out with that. And then just hold off the dragon, because I've got the objective on my side of the board. My side of the board. Cities of Sigmar have got the objective on their side of the board. It's just holding off the dragon as long as we can. And yeah. So I'm going to do some shooting. I'm going to do 3 attacks from my gyrocopter into the dragon. I'm not going to... what else do I want to do? I'll give him +1 to hit. So I'll be on 2 command points. Hitting on 2s. What a waste. Wounding on 3s. It's 2 wounds. It's -1. I need to see what the dragon save is. Ooh. 4 up save is -1, so he fails both of them. So the dragon takes 2 wounds, which will leave him on 12 wounds remaining. Then I'm going to do some charges. So the only charge I'm really going to do is my hammerers into the skeletons. A 4, that's fine because they were 3 away. So we're just going to get them in like that, as many as we can. I'll put the leader in there as well. Yeah. Get them in there. And then these 2 could just stand back. So out of the 10, I've got 8 in there. There's that. That's all my charges. Combat. I'm going to do my hammers first. My hammers are going into those skeletons. Oh, sorry. At the start of the combat phase, my Warden King is going to pick the skeletons. So I'm going to spend a command point, which will take me down to 1. And everyone who attacks that unit gets +1 to their attacks. So all these guys now are having 3 attacks, I believe. Yeah, so the command ability is called Ancestral Grudge. And I pick a unit, so I pick the skeletons. Now all those guys are getting +1. Whoever attacks the skeletons get an extra attack, basically. Okay? So I'm going to start off with my hammers. There's 8 in combat with them. You have 2 attacks each, that's 16. Plus another 8 is 24 attacks into those skeletons. Then what I might do as well, I'm going to spend my last command point. So my hammer is attacking. So I'm spending my last command point, and I'm going to give them +1 to hit as well. So they have an extra attack and a +1 to hit. So it's 24 attacks, hitting on 2s. 1s go away. Got a few 1s in that. Then it's going to be 3s. 1s and 2s go away. So it's pretty freaking good. It's -1 as well. Actually, I need to check something. Okay, so hammers are quite spicy. So 6s to wound, do mortal wounds on top of normal damage. So straight away 2 skeletons die. Then it's this many saves, -1, so the skeletons have a 6-up save. Lol, we didn't get freaking any. Okay, it's 1 damage, but I think, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's perfect. I literally just took them out. Damn hammers! Okay, cool. So that's why the hammers are scary. With command points and a Warden King. Okay. My dragon gets to hit. Okay guys, so I'm going to do my zombie dragon next. I'm going to do snapping more. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend my last command, well, my only command point, to get +1 to hit in combat, because I need to deal with this freaking thing. So the first attack is the snapping maw, 3s and 3s. And then all hits, then it's 3s. Or wound, it's -2. So that will leave a 6-up. Freaking heck. Yeah. Jericho does a 4-up save, so he gets 2 of them. He fails 1, I believe that is D6 damage. Oh, dude, that's rough. So he's got 3 wounds left. Lol. Then he's taken 2 wounds. So he's still in his top bracket. Sorry, he's still in his top bracket. His next attack is Sword-like Claws. It's 7 attacks. Seven attacks, 3s and 3s. Oh, my dude, what are you doing? So it's hard to hit a gyrocopter, apparently it's like wobbling all over the place. 3s. All those wound. It's -1, so it's a 5-up save. Dude. That's freaking ridiculous. He literally just needed to fail 2 of those because those are 2 damage apiece. Which is reasonable, you know? It's a freaking 5-up. Is that right? Yeah, it's only -1 rend. Lol, looks like he's fighting him next turn. So that's it, he's at Sigmar's turn 3, and we'll be back now for Gravelords turn 3. Okay guys, so Gravelords turn 3. No one's got any command points. That freaking sucks, I'm still in combat. I did 1 wound to a freaking helicopter. Healing wins though. Heal D3, boom, full health. So that's my everything phase. I'm going to do shoot in, my command phase. So my breath, it's 1 attack. 3s and 2s from the breath. Oh, 2s. Oh, it's -3. So he has a 4-up save. He doesn't get a save, so straight D6 damage. I need to do 4. Oh my days, this is ridiculous.
He's got 3 wounds left. I'm going to do 2 mortal. Oh, what is this? He's got 1 wound left. So I literally have to spend a turn in combat now fighting a freaking helicopter. No, dragon. You're supposed to be cool and be doing better. No. Right, okay, that sucks, but it is what it is. Combat, though. So we do the Morse, 3 attacks, 4s and 3s. Okay, 1 miss. And it's going to be a 3 up. Ooh, 1 hit. 1 wound, sorry. It is -2, so that will be a 6 up save. Ah! You freaking failed it. It's D6 damage. 2, that's enough. Later. Helicopter. Boom. Okay. So that was that. Then it's a roll off for turn 4. Dragon. Yeah. Dwarves. Yeah, dragon goes first. So I'll be back now in just a sec with Gravelords turn 4. In just a sec. Okay guys, I've already done my dragon's movement, but there is actually a command phase. So far, we're both on, well, Cities is on 2 command points, and Gravelords are on 1. Then Gravelord is going to roll for another command point on a 4+. 2 more I also forgot. Freaking monstrous stuff. I should have been out of combat sooner, because I could have done just mortal wounds to the gyrocopter. So apologies about that. There's too much crap to remember to this game. You got all the army abilities, and you got all the monstrous crap, all the heroic crap. It's like, come on, it doesn't need to be this complicated. But anyway, sorry, this should have been happening a turn earlier, basically. So I suck. So the dragons go in there. I get an extra command point, so I'm on 2 command points. The dwarves are going to see if they can get an extra 2. They do. So they're on 4 command points. To my 2. To Gravelord's 2. Then we're going to do a shooting attack. We're going to do the Dragon's Breath into that block. Basically, I've got 2 turns now to take them out. Can I do 20 wounds? Which would be hilarious. Yeah, it has to be 20 wounds. So, Dragon's Breath. I'm going to give +1 to this. So Dragon's Breath is... So the breath hits on a 2 now. Boom, hits. Wounds on a 2. Nice. It's -3, so it's a 6 up save for the dwarves. Oh, that's a bit cocked in there. Alright, they fail. And it does D6 damage. Boom. 5. But I just realised they have a 6 up feel no pain because of the objective. Dude, they get so they pass 3. That's 2 dead though. So we'll just take these 2. Then with my Dragon Breath, then I'm going to do a charge. Yes, charge it is. So we'll see. Boom. Right, we get a 9. That's pretty cool. Let me see about command points. Sorry, the command point I was thinking of was redeploy, but I have to do that at the end of my movement. I thought it was the charge, but no, it's the movement. So my dragon gets in. I didn't have enough room to get here, so my dragon just flew there. We're going into combat now. So, start of the combat. My Warden King is picking the dragon. So, they have an extra attack. But then I'm going to do all-out defense. So, they have +1 to their save. And then my dragon is spending the last command point. And he's giving +1 to his attacks. So, it's going to be 3s and 3s. And that's pretty much how it's going to go. So my dragon's attacks, his snapping more, 3 attacks, which is now 3s and 3s. Freaking heck. 3s, there's a wound, it's -3. So it'll have a, no sorry, it's -2. So it's technically -1, so it's a 4 up. They get it. Then we got the Swordlight Claws, 7 attacks, because I'm not wounded. I gotta say, that healing wind is really good for times like this. It's going to be 3s and 3s. Oh, 3s. 4 wounds go through. It is -1. The dwarves are +1, so it's a 3-up save for the dwarves. Oh, they might as well just flip off the dragon, do you know what I mean? I get them all. No dragon, supposed to be cool. Oh well. Dwarves get it back, I'm going to do some piling in. Okay guys, so I got 10 of them in combat. So it's going to be 30 attacks, 4s and 3s. So they're 2 attacks standard. Because of the Dispossessed Ancestral Grudge, they have an extra attack. So that's 30, okay? So it's going to be 4s and 3s. Damn. 13 attack hit, and it's going to be 3s. That many. There's no rend for this. I think a dragon has a 4-up save. Praise God. 4-up save, yeah. So he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. And that's going to leave him on... My dragon is on 9 wounds. So that's the end of Gravelords turn 4. I'm just going to play Dwarfs turn 4 and see where we're at. Damn, it's like a scene out of Lord of the Rings. So I backed these guys out 4. I've moved my Hammerers, my Warren King and those Iron Drakes forward 4. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to do some charges now. So I'm going to start off with the Hammerers. I'm not sure what they need, I should have measured, but there we are. Oh, a 10. That's pretty spicy. 10, yeah, get them down here. So they can basically go around the dragon. Okay guys, so my Hammerers charged. It looks like that. 10 got them off the board, so they have plenty of room. Then I'll just charge these Iron Breaks in. A 3. No, I'm not going to bother re-rolling that. Okay, so that's that. So that's the charge phase. Then in the combat phase, command point, Ancestral Grudge from the Warden King to the dragon. So extra attack. Then we're going to do +1 to the hit. So now they're hitting on 2s. So it's 30 attacks hitting on 2s and 3s. -1. -1, 1 damage. If this doesn't do it, damn. Before we do that, I forget. Freaking monstrous things. So this is what I'm going to do. Because I forgot to do my monstrous thing over there with the helicopter, or the gyrocopter, sorry. I'm going to do 2 stomps now to make up for it, okay? It's open play, it's my house, I do whatever the freak I want. So that's happening. So, we pick 1 unit within 3, so it's going to be the Hammerers. I roll a dice. On a 2+, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Boom. Well, you know, we can't have them all. D3. 3. We kill 3 Hammerers. Boom. Then it's the combat phase, and then everything else I just said is going to happen. So it's not 30 attacks anymore. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21 attacks going into the dragon. Also, sorry, he's got 9 wounds left from earlier. 21 attacks hitting on 2s. There's a few 1s in there, but probably not enough. Everything else hits. Then it's freaking 3s. 6s do mortal wounds. On top of regular damage. Well, we might live. Okay, you might live. So I see 2 mortal wounds, so I'll take him down to 9, 7. So he's on 7 wounds. Oh. Then it's going to be these saves. Then -1. He has a 4-up save, so it's a 5-up. Right, he's made 4. 1. 5, 6, 7. Oh no, we made that one as well. Sorry, there was a 6 over there. So he's alive, gamers. He's alive on 1 wound. Boom. Then he gets it back. How about that? So it's still 4s and 3s. 1 hit. 3. Freaking fails. Lol. Now his more is also 3 attacks because he's bracketed immensely. So 4s. 3s. It is -1. So they'll have a 5-up save. Gets 1 fail, 1 is 2 damage, it kills another 2 hammers. Boom. So I'm going to play turn 5 through. I'm just going to see what happens. I just want to see if the dwarves kill the dragon. So I'm going to roll priority. Legions of blood. Freaking dwarves. So whoever went first last turn goes. I believe that's how it works. Who went first last time? The dwarves. So the dwarves are going first. Okay guys, so last turn. Cities are on 2 command points. Gravelords are on 1. I'm going to see if with the relic and with the command trait, I'm going to see if I get extra command points on 4 pluses. I do, so I'm on 4 for the cities. The dragon on a 2+. He does, so the dragon's on 2 and cities are on 4. Okay, keep. So that's my hero phase. Then I'm going to do some movement. Before my movement, I advance these guys. They technically get 2 to their advance because of 10 SI, even though I rolled a... So I rolled a 1. They get an extra 1 because of 10 SI, so they technically move 6. So I just imagine they're leaving the battlefield while they fight the dragon, because that's pretty epic. Then I left my hammers in combat. I've moved my Warden King and the 4 Iron Breakers there, so we're hopefully going to charge. So I'm going to charge with my Warden King into the dragon. A 4. That's plenty to get him in. So he's just going to tuck in under there. Yeah. Ooh. The Iron Breakers are going to try and charge. Yeah, they get in. So that's what they rolled. They got a 9. I'm just going to get him in by there, so it's just easier. Boom. So that's my charge phase, it's combat phase. I'm going to do a monstrous thing, so I'm going to do D3 wounds to the hammers. On a 2+. I do it on a 2+, D3. 5. I actually forgot I had saves for them, it doesn't matter. So I lose 3 hammers, I'll just take 1, 2, and then the guy on the end. Like that. Okay. Then it's going to be combat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do Ancestral Grudge. So everyone attacking the dragon has an extra attack. So take me down to 3. And then my hammers, I'm going to give them +1. So I'll take it down to 2. Oh, actually, should I just hit my Warden King? I'm going to hit my Warden King first. I kind of want him to have the glory. So my Warden King then, I'm going to give him +1 to his attacks. Yeah, so he's going to be 2s and 3s. So my Warden King, 4 attacks, 2s and 3s. All hit, didn't even need to surrender the command point. 3s. Oh my days, freaking dwarf rolling today is insane. They are -1. A dwarf has the dragon has a 4-up save, which is a 5-up now. And he is mega dead. So he gets 1. Yeah, 3d3. He only has 1 wound left. Boom, he takes that many. So 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds, and he's got 1. So the Warden King slays the dragon. That's pretty freaking epic. Boom. And they just stand over his corpse and cheer as they got the magical item. So that's the game, guys. And I'll be back now in just a sec with the after game chat. What's happening? Welcome to the after game chat.
So dwarves, pretty cool, right? Right. It was my first time playing the Soulblight Gravelords. I've been wanting to get their codex for ages, but I haven't got it. That's why I was using my tablet and the app. So I did have all their rules on there. I couldn't see anything about having... So I was playing the Legion of Blood. I couldn't see anything about having like a 6-up Feel No Pain or grave sites. I might have missed it. Apologies if I did, because that probably would have made a bit of a difference. But what I saw, there wasn't any 6-up in Von or anything like that. I mean, they have better saves than they did before. Like, Skeletons used to be just 6-up save, but now they're 5s. I'm not sure about the Zombie Dragon, because that was the first time I used it. Yeah, so if I missed something, Death Players, I'm sorry. But I couldn't see it on that. I think even when my Vampire died, I think there was still a chance that my freaking Zombie Dragon was going to kick some ass. You know what I mean? My Skeletons were just holding them as well. I should have been more protective of my Vampire Lords because of the bombs. Because I completely forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah. As I was doing dwarf movement, I was like, oh yeah, I have bombs. So I flew them over, dropped them on the vampire. To be fair, it could have whiffed. You know, I could have done like 2 or 3 mortal wounds, or even just have 1 wound remaining. Then I would have done healing wind as well. So it wasn't like absolutely going to work. I know I still had some shooting as well. So, you know, I guess there was a high chance of it working, killing the vampire lord. But there's also still not a chance. Yeah. So basically my idea was my vampire was going to heal my skeletons until my zombie dragon was in place. And then my zombie dragon was going to go around the grey tower and then take on the hammerers. Hopefully take some of them out. And then go for the back and then just deal with the Warning King and then the Iron Breakers and then win that way. The zombie dragon versus the helicopters, he whiffed a few over his rolls as well. Well, he didn't whiff. I think he did quite well. It's just the freaking gyrocopter did quite well in his defending rolls. I also forgot the monstrous thing at the wrong time as well. So that would have got me out of combat that turn. So I would have been a bit closer of dealing with the target. I don't think I would have quite have done it, but you never know. I did try to make up for it in the end by getting 2 monstrous rolls against the hammers, but there we are. So apologies about that. There is a lot to freaking... See, my only problem with Age of Sigmar is that I feel like there's a lot to it. You know, you got how cover works is weird. So I just give everything +1 to save if you're within it. What else is there? Yeah, you got the hero abilities, you got the monster abilities, you got your army abilities. I mean, obviously I'm playing 2 armies, so it's a lot more to keep track of. But even for 1 army, it's just like, what do I do again? And then you got all your command abilities, then you got your own command abilities, like my vampire, my freaking Warden King has. Then you have the army abilities, and there's just so much crap to do. So it is a lot to keep track of. That's why I don't really like playing match play that much, because it's the same with 40k as well. It's like, there's just so much to keep. You got your secondaries, your freaking primaries, and all that crap. Yeah, it's just, I like the open war. Like, for example, in 40k, I like playing the open war cards because it's just, boom, deployment, objective, and twist. So it's just a bit of fun with the twist then, to add to the flavour. Same with this. I like this because it is the same thing. Deployment, mission, twist, ruse. I don't mind using a ruse for this. I haven't really looked into it of using it in 40k, but it was fun. It was kind of like, how I did it, I rolled off. And because I rolled off, the dwarves won the roll off and they deployed first. So obviously they had the objective. But if the Legions of Blood Gravelords roll first, I was thinking about just putting the dragon on the objective and just flying away if they won the roll off then. So they could have won as well. It was just the ambush ruse kind of put an initiative for the dwarves. I mean, if it was just a normal match without the ruse, like, you know, battle shock, no one has to take battle shocks or whatever. So I think that really made an impact as well. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy my little taste of the Gravelords. I know there's probably great potential for them. Maybe Blood Knights, you know, cool stuff like that. Maybe better skeletons, what they call Graveguard or something like that. Bigger monsters. Yeah, the dwarves, it was a solid... But I think one of the problems is, well, I know dwarves a bit better. Like the hammer, the Warden King and the hammer's combo is pretty spicy with all the extra attacks and plus all the command traits. They're given +1 to hit in combat, and it's just insane that you can have so many attacks. But yeah, that's just some of my thoughts on the game, guys. I will try and play Gravelords more so I can master them the same way. Well, I say the same way. I mean, I do a bit better with draws, but I'm not a master of them. I mean, they did alright. I did alright with them to put them in blocks and hold the objective, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get more into Gravelords. I hopefully will grab the Codex or some other, the Battle Tome at some point as well, so I can have a look that way. It's not saying the app is bad, it's just that my freaking tablet sucks. It's like really slow. It was kind of a pain in the ass looking back and forth and stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that battle report, guys. Please feel free to leave a like. I hear that helps. And leave a comment, that also helps. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.